folks, to another episode of Pints and Brown Envelopes. This week we've got a man on who we've battled with over the years, Ricky Higgins. How are we?
Yes, all good, mate. All good, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Thanks very much for coming on.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me.
So, football-wise, at the minute, you're at Rathcoole, is that right?
I am, yes. Just very briefly there. Joined in January. Hadn't played for a few months. Joined in January, starting to take a wee bit of time to get fit and get back into it, and was just starting to enjoy it. But we're winning games, we're doing well. We're obviously top of that league when it finished. Obviously, it all came to help the coronavirus, you know. But I'm enjoying it. Good. It seems a very, very well run club. I know a few of the boys anyway, and a few good players there too. You might run them.
Joined in January, then won the league in March. Not too bad.
Exactly.
Good effect from you. Terms for them boys going forward and that, are they wanting to go back into intermediate football? Because I know they were in the league a few years. Or are they going to stay junior for a few years?
There's talk of it. Again, just nothing to do with me that decision really. But there was talk of it. But I think the feeling at the club is like they want to finish what they started. They want to win it properly, if you know what I mean. Even though the league was awarded to the club, like we didn't win it properly in a lot of people's eyes. You know what I mean? Especially for myself, I just joined in January. There, only played about 7 games. Do you know what I mean? I think they would like to have at least another one season at it. I know they were flirting for the amateur league there, about joining it, but I don't think they're taking any applications this year. So I think it's a good idea just to crack on with League One again, so to speak.
Yeah, oh, definitely. But congrats anyway to the boys at Rathcoole. Regardless of what way it is, it's still a league title, and it's hard to come by. So to go get it throughout the year, it's an achievement, regardless of what way you look at it.
Well, we were top of league with game in hand. I think we're top in goal difference, but game in hand. Who games? I can't even remember, but we're sitting. It was definitely in our favour anyway. Do you know what I mean? And they're unbeaten. 10 games or something like that there in the league, so they were going well. So yeah,
happy days. But we'll crack on anyway, Ricky. In terms of just be yourself then. So youth football, where did it all start for you?
All started off St Andrews Boys Club. I'm sure you've heard of them. Back then, before there was any Irish League junior clubs, they all had to have the underage teams. St Andrews was the biggest and best club about. I'd even heard of them in Ballyclare. There wasn't even any underage teams in Ballyclare then. I was just playing for the school, playing a couple of years up in the school and out there, playing the street, and a big brother and playing out the back there, but a big brother and his mates and out there. And got spotted playing for the school a couple of years up. Montgomery.
I do, yeah.
He was already at St Andrews, you see, and he's a couple of years above me, and I was playing a couple of years up for the school. And I think our dads got talking, and Joe Kincaid, the guy that ran St Andrews, you've probably heard of him too, famous scout, famous man around that area. He got in contact and asked me to come up. 10-year-old. Shite himself, got up there in the Belfast. You see what I mean? And I would run from all around the place, Lawrence, everywhere. But stayed there for 5 years. My whole youth football, absolutely loved it. Brilliant team. I've told loads of boys before, but just the best times in your whole football. If you know what I mean. No pressure, just go out and play, and helped it. We won like 99% of the time as well.
You win every game. Were you always?
You know, it was a good league. We're in the Lisbon League, but it was the best league about then. But we're still winning.
Yeah. When you growing up, were you always a centre forward then, or?
No, younger days playing for the school, as I say. Because I actually played 2 years up at the start. I was obviously quite small then, but it was always. Believe it or not, it was always very quick. It was a wee flying winger then, so it was a right winger starting off with. And even played a few games sort of centre mid. I remember the team, I can even name it, but we played 4-3-3, so I played right, or also played right off the 3 centre mid. Wasn't talking about a bit older. I played right at the start for St Andrews too. They played the same formation. I wasn't talking about a wee bit older, started to get a bit bigger and filling out a bit. They put me centre forward there. just no, just loved it. But I would have played anywhere for any team back then.
Play
You know,
anyway.
ah,
Yeah. And then in terms for the St Andrews you touched on, user quality outfit and that, was there any big players that went across the water or anything like that, or because they were renowned with getting players?
There's a few name drops over the years, like, but if you go right through our team, there's loads, but probably the main one was Steve Davis, who was with our team.
In your team?
It was half decent him playing behind me. Scored a good few goals with him playing me through, like, you know. Right through the team, like Albert Watson, Jim Irvin, Michael McAlinden, Dean Newell, Johnny Harkness. No doubt I'm going to leave a good few out here, like Mark Clegg, Darren McNamee later years, Stevie Munn, Matty Burrows, you know, all players that went on to play good amateur league, Irish league, and there's a few even all across the water as well.
Yeah.
Chris Brown played. Sometimes we played a year above as well. We played the 2 games on Saturday, and Chris Brown was in that team as well as loads of other packing players.
Brilliant. So in terms of that there, then when we were talking earlier, that lasted up to about 15, and then you get moved on then to Linfield. Is that right?
Yeah, Linfield 16. There was an automatic transition back then, as I say, that the Irish League teams didn't have underage teams. 16 was the youngest they'd done, and legs of us were the feeder team for Linfield. Dungoyne would have been the feeder team for Glentoran. Lisburn Youth would have been the feeder team, so on. So yes, the whole team got invited to the trial. A couple didn't take it up. A couple went and didn't make it. But say maybe half of the team was St Andrews boys, you know, and then obviously they brought in players from other places too. Yeah.
Very good. Now, how did you find? Well, obviously, with being most St Andrews boys, then this move into Linfield was all right. Then, in terms of there was no settle-in period, it was just you're comfortable right away.
We've had it both. Just a massive shock. I knew a lot of boys from playing against them. There's a couple that didn't really know from sort of down around Portadown direction and stuff. Like Bondi, Gareth Bond, he played. He's in Newton Abbey man, but played for Dungoyne.
He played for Brantwood and that for a while.
He did near the end there. He did.
I remember playing against him a couple of years back. A good player.
Taking that there, a good player. But just talking about a settling in period, I think the most daunting thing was you're going to. Well, we've done the pre-season about Uforge, and can't remember. Northern Ireland had a friendly, but Northern Ireland trained up there too. So one pitch is Northern Ireland training, and the other pitch is one half of the Linfield first team playing and training in Swifts. And then we had the V16s, all the newbies coming and playing in the other half. So you're just kind of looking around you going, Jesus, what's going on here? Kind of thing, you know?
Class. But in terms of then going Linfield 16s, 18s, and then Swift, was that you said to me that's all in the 1 year then basically you done the
first year? Well, I played a couple of games for the near the end of that season. Scored doing well. Injury free for a change, scored a lot of goals from 16s and was moved up to 18s before Christmas, scored some goals for the 18s as well. And then we actually went on a run the Northern Ireland Youth Cup, even though it was a couple of years down. We got to the final, we got beat with Coleraine, Ballymena Showgrounds. We got beat with them. And then I played a couple of games for the Swifts near the end of that season. But again, you're talking about a wee bit daunting in that there. Well, first of all, when you go into training at Linfield 16s, you go in and you change in the away changing room, you know. So, and the first team obviously changed in the home changing room. Obviously, it's a national stadium in that there. I remember like a couple of weeks before, I think Northern Ireland played Portugal or something. And you're just sitting there. I remember I was talking, going, fucking Figo was sitting here like the other night. in a wee mobile for the under 15 on the Lisburn League, and then you go straight into that. But and the reserve football then, Swifts, completely different from what it is now. And it's probably a good thing, but going from the 16s, 18s right through, you're playing against fully grown men. Like, and you know, the first teams had squads of 26, and there was men that were playing. Half the team was first teamers, if you know what I mean, back then. So it was a rude awakening.
I'm sure it was. At terms when you were playing, were the first team boys basically close to you or anything, or that were they able to offer you the pace or
they were
get in terms of training?
They were. I probably get closer to the most of them than most, because I was in the treatment table beside them half the time. So this is remember Kelly and Big Wanky and all. They were going, son, you're never going to make it. Says you're flipping here, you're here every other week. with my ankles and that. But no, they were very good. It was just random. It's hard to explain. Like you're both walked down the wee corridor and come out seeing players tunnel. When you're changing, you're going into the physio room or to go out and to go and train at Midsley, and 99% of them, they were 100%. They're just yarning away to you, right, kid? No, did you play at the weekend there? You know, back then, like, I was saying a wee bit daft, but you'll be like Mickey Murphy and Glenn Ferguson yarning to you and asking that there when you're 16 or 17. It was
definitely, especially them names should be, if they're speaking to you, it's probably settling you in a lot quicker than what if they're looking at you down your nose going, fuck's sake, this wee lad's coming in here thinking you something.
It did, and also it made you want to try that, you know, if you didn't need any more inspiration kind of thing, do you know what I mean? You're going, fuck, you see them guys on the TV, you know, they're first team regulars that played hundreds of games, and you're, I wouldn't say getting close, like, but you know what I mean? you're thereabouts. So I definitely spurred you on, like. But we had a good 18s team before that there. Derek Donaghy was the manager, but on the managed Glebe and all. The year after we got beat, it was quite fun. Actually, we got beat by Korea the year before. Phil Mitchell was the manager, and I was playing a year young, and so I had another go at it then. And in Ballymena Showgrounds again, Korea in the final again, and we beat them. We ended up beating them, so we got revenge. With a very, very good team that year, so we did. Scored a couple of goals in the final. It's always it's always helped made it a bit sweeter, like. But no, Derek was a very good manager for me, very good man manager. Understood me, if you know what I mean, and managed me well and looked after me with injuries, because a few bad injuries too. And you know, he always said, "Look, we want you to work hard, come back." He says, "and you'll be my striker again. I'm not gonna do the fly, basically. Go and bring someone else in," which is nice to hear at that time, you know.
Yeah. See, in terms of injuries and stuff, like I've had my fair share of them with my ankles and that too. But when I was younger, you didn't really get them as much. But for you, how'd you keep your head at a young age just to keep discipline to actually stay in the sport or stay about it? Not.
It was hard. I watched a lot of football. Like, remember? Oh, never sliding here. I also had to watch a lot of football. I broke my ankle when I was younger, playing for the school team. 5 sides actually indoor. So I've always kind of had bad ankles, and then I'd done them again playing for St Andrews, ruptured them. So another cast job, and then flying for the 16s right up to the 18s. It was actually, I think it was the next season. Believe it or not, there's a bit of bad luck. Near the end of the start of the following season, pre-season, for the first team, sort of a split squad. There were 2 games. One was playing Bangor and one was playing Portstewart. I think they play Portstewart every year. Then we do with some supporters club down there. Anyway, it's half the first team. Like, I remember coming on sub for Chris Morgan. It was a wide right. Actually, crossed him on in. He scored. Happy days, brilliant. And then the fullback had the ball and I was sprinting, and I don't know what happened. Nobody touched me, but my ankle just completely went and completely ruptured. It was obviously hard ground pre-season, and first team kit on, it was a really good thing, and they rushed me straight to the Causeway Hospital in Coleraine, straight in, and surgeon says, and Big Jeffrey was the manager, I just remember speaking to my dad and that there, going, "Sorry to meet you under these circumstances," which I can shake a hand and that. And it says ruptured every ligament in the ankle, outside and inside, and they were talking about an operation job and all, and then they realised it was only 17, so it says they would try and let it heal naturally, just because it was going to that there. And kind of done it for another year or 2 after that. I've done it like, and the other one at least once a season. So no, it was great. But I just love football. Like, I got up and used to watch matches for 4 months in a row. Maybe you know what I mean. But I went up and I watched every game home and away. No, I wouldn't miss it.
And then did Davey come to the hospital then while you were? He
didn't. Because the game's still playing.
You just seen your dad. Was he talking to your dad? Just sorry.
Brian Cassidy did. There was Terry Hayes. He was an arm physio too. He treated me quite a lot actually. And Brian Cassidy, Big Cass, he's known as well. So he actually came to the hospital, to be fair to him, and done a good rehabilitation program and all that there as well. And then anytime I done medical after that, there, I just kind of knew what to do. You know.
Yeah. Nothing worse, mate. Then, in terms of you get yourself back in playing, become regular then in the Swifts again, is that right?
Yeah, more or less. Sort of floated between the 18s and Swifts. It was quite frustrating. again, obviously you weren't going to go and complain about it, but I remember scoring a couple of goals for the Swifts, then the next week someone's coming back from an injury, or I remember they brought a couple of trials in from France and flipping all this, so you were balling back down into the 18s again. Do you know what I mean? After scoring 2 or 3 goals the week before, but it was different. It was completely different to the football now. Played with some very good players. And it's his first team players that played a lot of games and played against some good players as well. They played a lot of games, But yeah, it was a regular for between the 18s and the Swifts, and then it was a regular for Swifts for a good way. Yeah. Starting to not really see eye to eye with a reserve manager back then, to be honest with you. It was kind of getting a wee bit fed up because I was playing there for a couple of years, and I think Stuart Keane touched on your previous interview. At that time, Peter Thompson had just made, he was a year above me, and I played with Peter in the 18s and the Swifts, and he just made the step up into the first. There was also Chris Morgan, Glenn Ferguson, and Davy Lomber there. So I'm kind of looking going, if a wee bit of work to do here. I need 2 boys to get a bad injury here. Probably getting a wee bit disheartened then. And also was getting, I think the last straw was, remember it was away to Newry or Roma, I can't remember. It was a Wednesday night anyway, and I scored 4 goals. We won 6. Scored 4. I scored 4, and then I remember getting a phone call about there at Donick at the 18th manager on a Friday night saying, "You're not going to believe this, but you're with me tomorrow." It's just you've been dropping the Swifts. You're with me tomorrow, and it's going. And I think it was around that time. It says right. It's maybe time I moved on then,
Yeah. And in terms of going, then did you just move straight to Ballyclare then?
More or less. At the time, obviously there wasn't all the social media or flipping anything like that there. Like, so word of mouth. At the time, word got out. I had other clubs ringing me, and amateur league clubs and Irish league clubs and different things. I think a couple of actually rang the house. Not even know if I had a mobile back then. Maybe did, just about. But I went to train with Crusaders for a wee while, for about a week or 2 maybe. Rab Irvin, you would know Rab, didn't he? He managed Chimney Corner for a while.
Yeah, he was at Chimney Corner. Yeah. And
he was a reserve manager, and great lad, and he was very, very good with me. He contacted me and he said, "Look, I remember playing against Crusaders and scoring a few goals of reserves." And he spoke to me because I knew a few ones that was already there. And he had asked me up, and I kind of said to him, "Look, I appreciate it. Crusaders were in the Premier League then, but they weren't forced at the R&I. They were struggling way at the bottom." And I says, "I appreciate it, but I've been playing Swifts in reserve for a couple of years now, and I'm kind of thinking, I don't want to start another full season at it. I was looking to push on." He says, "Look, I'll have a word with the manager, and I'll get you training with the first team." But so I was turned up and was meant to be training with the first team, and I was with the reserves and training with the reserves, and never really got training with the first team for 2 or 3 sessions. And Jamesy Kirk was manager of Ballyclare then, and he was always at me. He was always talking to me. He communicated. He used to come. Fair play to him. He used to come and watch these summer tournaments and different things like that there. And he watched a few our 18s games and all too. And he knew what it was about. And he sold it well. And I just made the decision to go and play for Ballyclare, first team football. And they were in Championship 1 then. And hometown club, obviously. I was delighted.
Yeah. So you've had a few stints at Ballyclare and that, but the hometown club then, was it to have the big pull to get into the Ballyclare shirt?
It was, mate. It sounds a bit cheesy, but I used to watch a lot of the games too. My Saturday would have been based as my dad drove me, as I say. My mum didn't drive, so my dad was the only one that drove. He drove me to every single game. He watched every single game. He never left me to get out with anybody else. He'd done a hell of a lot for me. Probably didn't appreciate it back then, but probably only about 20 grand for petrol money now. Done a hell of a lot. I remember him driving to flipping Dublin for like a school excellence match. He went to Scotland and watched me. Loads of things. But anyway, he would have drove. That was my Saturday. We would have played the Lisburn League. Would have come back and up and lost to watch my big brother playing. Would have went maybe watch an amateur league game, and then would have went down to watch Ballyclare Cumbridge then, and back to try and get the scores, the Irish League. A quarter final. That was it. Just football. But I watched Ballyclare. Used to climb on top of the mobiles at the school and watch it. I loved them. So it was, as I say, I know it sounds a wee bit cheesy maybe to some people, but At that stage, it was a big honour to play for your hometown club, like
So basically, within that first year, was searching myself. So it was like 2006, 2007. You won the championship. So was that your first season with them, or?
It wasn't actually.
No.
Show me age here now. My first year, I was still 18. I wasn't 19. I was 19 in September. Like that, the league started in August. Remember my debut, brilliant. For different reasons, brilliant and bad. Standard story. After leaving St. Just, I remember being really, really determined, knocking my pan in all summer, out running. I remember my dad taking me out training and all too. Getting really, really fit, felt really good. Hadn't been injured in, I don't know, about 8 or 10 months. Felt really strong and was flying in pre-season. Scored a couple of goals in pre-season for Ballyclare. But I had a holiday booked, my first ever holiday. My mum and dad didn't like flying foreign holidays, so I'd never been away. So I went away with 18 mates to Magaluf. Booked it sort of mid-August, started August, thinking it was all right. But the league started early that year. It was like a new cup thing or whatever. And James said, I'm going to miss the first match. I said, look, I'll do a bit of running over there. I'll be all right. I'll take the gear with me. Well, I actually did. Funny story. I remember going down to the beach, my flip-flops and all this here, big thing of water, and going doing a bit of running and coming back, and somebody had stolen my flip-flops. So I had to walk back to the apartment bare feet. I said my feet weren't bad enough. But way to Banbridge, my debut, and I only get back on the Friday morning. That's happening. I only get back on the Friday morning from Magaluf, 2 weeks, like Magaluf with all the boys. So remember, Jimmy texted me a few times, you all right? Yes, mate, if I'm doing a wee bit, honestly, I swear. But I'd done that much training over the summer. You were that young, and you kind of get away with that.
Anyway.
He says, can I start you? And I says, yes, you can. And scored a goal in the first 5 minutes, and then I scored another one like 10, 15 minutes after that there. And it was your competitive debut, like, took all the nerves out the window. Absolutely buzzing. And then basically they started kicking the shit out of me. So this is what I did. Banbridge back in, you're allowed to kick a bit more then, obviously. We're 2-0 up half time. And remember the second half, about 10 minutes in the second half, ball over the top, wee bit wide, keeper come flying out and took it around the keeper, and he absolutely smashed me. Bad but tackle just inside the box, like 2-footer, and end up eating my medial knee ligaments. And I had already done my knee as well, playing for the school, and it was the same knee. Like, so it just shows you the way it goes. I could have been going around to keeper from a hat trick, my debut, but instead it was stripped off. I didn't play again in October, November or something, But no, but that year it was Championship 1. That was my first year. I think we struggled a wee bit. It was a tough league. Glenavon was in it that year. I think the next year after that, Crusaders was maybe in it. And around that time as well, maybe a year or two after that, Portadown was in it. Remember Portadown got to do it because of some registration thing. It was a tough enough league back then, and we struggled for a couple of years, and actually got relegated, which was bad. It was a dodgy way we got relegated too, like, but we'll not go into that. And then Championship 2, the squad just seemed to really, really click, and it was a brilliant year. We went in the league. First bit of success, if you know what I mean. It was class, and there were some real good lads, some good characters in that squad as well.
Yeah, that team, when you won the Championship 2, that's when I first started playing. Basically, adults football was my first season, and you'll probably not remember this, but you basically woke me up to men's football. So you were playing left wing down at our home pitch. I know whatever way we get into a tangle. And whatever, you just threw me to the ground, but my neck hit the ground first. I was like, "Fuck!" For 2 weeks, I couldn't move myself or do anything. I was like, "Fucking hell!" I was like, "If the left midfielders do this to me, I need to bulk up, or I need to be able to start hitting people back."
See, that's the thing about the reserve football. Like I remember playing at Midgley Park for Swifts. I was 17, and the back four then was Mark Glendenning was coming back from an injury, his knee injury. We're playing against Glentoran, big match. A couple hundred people out watching a reserve match like that. That's you see how big the two clubs are. Mark Glentoran was sweeper, big guy. Nevin Richards, don't you remember him? Nevin Richards, he played a lot of games for Glentoran. The right back was Sean Moore, and the left back was Jason Hill. That was the back four then. I think Darren Lockhart was playing too, middle of park for them. Darn Armour up front. That's the sort of guy you're playing against. And you're 17. They kick the shit out of you. No, hell of players, but that was the way it was back then. So I kind of went into first team football at Ballyclare, even though I was only 18, turning 19. Kind of always thought I was ready then. Do you know what I mean?
Experience for it. Yeah. 100%.
I remember playing against you, getting a big gibbo as well at Dixon. Maybe that same year.
I think it was the same year. So I was maybe the year after. That was like a summer game, but I remember that game. Simon got hooked after like 15 minutes to get took off.
Ballynure boys there, obviously. He was marking me, and then he keeps on saying he wasn't. He was left back. I scored a couple after the first 10 or 15 minutes or something like him. But I didn't realise how young he was then. You were a very young team then, to be fair.
Yeah. But that was all part and parcel of growing up. But games like that against you was what woke me up to going, right, I need to be able to hit here or learn to actually take tackles and things like that, because I hadn't, as you say, you don't really get many tackles at youth football or anything like that. I didn't have the culture of going into a reserve team or anything like that. I went from 16-year-old into first team, so I just had to.
Even that, the big jump was not as physical, and the reserve team isn't as physical now. But no, it is a big jump. But it's like when you're younger, you're just fearless, and somebody kicks you, get up, and you're going on, and you're going happy day.
Big time. You just keep going for it. But in that team there, you touched it already. He's had some smashing players, but Michael Smith in that team.
He did. He just broke into the team the year before, actually. I think that was the year relegated. But I remember his debut away to Coke United. He was sub, and he came on. And again, James, he knew he'd score. He'd watched him, and he'd done his homework. He come up to us a few times, but he was a wee bit timid. Very good feet. And I looked at him, and he's got like a corner fag, and I was going, he's 16, 17, maybe even 16 now. He might get hurt, but he proved us all wrong. He was so smart. I don't even think anyone ever come close to him. As to say, his feet, his awareness. People talk about now looking over your shoulder and receiving the ball side on, and all the things that people think are new in the game. Where he was doing it 10 years ago. He was doing it as a 16-year-old up, and people are coming in to just smash him and do this. Played a 1-2, got himself out of the way, great feet. But his debut was away to Coke, and he came on for, remember, was it Caldy? Right back, or did Wade Armour hurt his knee? Anyway, he came on it right back and took a heavy touch first of all, probably nerves just, because he had a great touch. And the guy came sprinting in, big massive left finger for some reason, and he go, fuck. But again, he dropped the shoulder and come inside and dribbled up and played a 1-2 with Stuart McLean in midfield, played it into my feet, and then ran on, overlapped, demanding it, Ricky, give me, Ricky. And I give him, he crossed it in, and we didn't score, I was going, go ahead, wee man, you do me. But someone that was so quiet off the pitch, and then it was great to see as soon as he came on the pitch, he just came alive that way, And the next year then was the year we did win the Premier League, with him at right back. I actually played wide right that year in front of him. Some big Alan Huxley in there, Craig Gilmore, Brian Giggsy Murray, some cracking player, Darren McKay, Johnny Jordan, Simsy, Andy Sims, Sturdy McLean still sitting in the middle of the park. Eddie Hill had come back, I think, Dinger Bell, with a really, really good mix of experienced players, young players, some quality players, big Joe McRoberts. I could go on and on and on. We Kylie News was coming through. You know what I mean? I think it helped as well with a good base of local guys. Half the team was kind of made up of local people, and some great characters too. Like again, I'm sure you know yourself playing it. I think the best teams have the best crack off the pitch as well. You know what I mean? It's okay doing what you want in training, but we had some great nights out. Like I was young and single then, and we trained hard Tuesday and Thursday. Like, but we were maybe out. James used to crack up. We used to go out nearly every Thursday here. The beach club it was then, and AM club or whatever, £2 into drink. 70 Andy Sims. He doesn't drink, but he loves going out. He's praying. He used to say, lads, I just want to go out tonight. I'll drive. And you're going, what? So if you had a driver, £2 in, £2 a drink. So you were racing home getting seen, and you're in Belfast for 9:30 that night. But what when he got there, he used to say he stopped doing it. I said, look, it's working,
I really stopped. Class. Even better, you got a taxi driver there to and from, like.
Let me say that we'll pay your way in. Sunday,
Uh,
maybe get you a Coke or something, £2. You know what I mean?
£2.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, yeah,
but
Sunday and all those boys are great lads. But I'd actually love to have a reunion with them. I think so. It would be nice.
yeah. Terms for yourself, then, when you were playing with, like, say, Eddie Hill, how good was it playing alongside him? Because you're bound, both of you are linked up well, I'm sure.
Good. Very, very smart player. Yeah, you know when you play with good players, you ever, or when you watch good. Not saying it was me and him, but you ever. Some people say, "Oh, these two." I think that for a while there, people thought, or whatever, coaches thought me and him couldn't play up front together. If you know what I mean. But anytime it did, both of us scored or one of us scored, and we had a pretty good record as well. If you know what I mean. Just knew what each other were going to do, and I was pretty young, maybe quite reckless then too, and he was quite good. Quite good for me. Yeah, he was good. Didn't like playing outright now, to be fair, like, and that's why I get moved outright quite a lot because I was struggling with around all day, you know. But we was naive, yeah. But I'm not hold back against him.
Yeah, would he have then, like, taught you things to take into your game and that, like, so playing with back to goal and things like that? Would he help you with that, or?
Yeah, he did, and also I kind of had to flip on. I had to change my game, as I say. Like even through the 18s, then through the 18s and Swifts and that, there I was always pretty quick and balling behind, ball over the top, scoring. As I say, but even my Ballyclare debut, a couple of balls over the top. We were just running past the defenders. It was great. But the more I wrecked my ankle, like ruptured my ankle ligaments and done my knee ligaments not there. After my debut, I remember first coming back, maybe rushed back too soon, being too keen. Like, but I remember straight line sprints and training and all, was still up at the front and winning all the running trials and running races. But remember, just a wee twist and turn in the games was harder for me. It was like no wee split second it took me, and then that gave the defender time to catch up or kick you more or less. You get one on you. So pretty early age, I kind of had to change my game. I know probably from when we were playing, I might have been able to run a wee bit whenever you started, but as the years went on, the more injuries I got, it was very much back to goal and mix it up and physical, you know, because I remember, as I say, I mentioned Terry Hayes earlier, I remember he was treating my ankles and something about 3 or 4 times in 2 seasons or something. He says, "You're going to have arthritis in these ankles." He says, "And you'll not be playing whenever you're 30. He says, "I'll be very surprised if you're playing whenever you're 30, you know." So I kind of had to change my game a wee bit. Either that or you wrap it, like, I wasn't for doing that, you know.
Yeah, no, but in terms of so then Ballyclare, you went for a couple of seasons, then you got a short stint away. You went to Carrick with Stevie Smalls, not right?
Did good team then. Stevie Smalls, good manager. Big Lawrence Fife, good coach, not there. After that, we won the second division. I think there was like a wee bit of a knee-jerk reaction to bring in players. You know, I'm not saying this in a bad way. I think we should have been ruled with the squad, bring in 1, 2 maybe, but ruled with a squad that actually got the team up, because I thought we were far too good for the second division. But very similar to Ballyclare for a long time. Too good for the second division at times, but not good enough for the top places in the first division. You know, but I think we had so much momentum for that second division team, and we should have been allowed to kick on maybe in that there first division. But anyway, there was players come in, there was players got moved out then, and I was sort of being moved out and in and out of different positions, and then in and out of the team and that there, and started getting left out of the team a wee bit. Which happens, like, maybe sometimes I didn't do myself favours either, but got to the point, where got the Stevenson's Cup final as well. I remember scoring a few days before it in the league game, really hard. And then I was on the bench. It was one of the biggest games, the Stevenson's Cup final that year, Dundela. And again, James Cooper's manager was brilliant, and I owe him a lot. He signed me, gave me my senior debut and that there, but on the bench then. And remember after just saying to him, "Hey, that's me. It's time I had to move then." And he was brilliant with me as well. We didn't fall out, but still didn't fall out. We're still mates to this day. Remember back then it was the newsletter, and he put it in the newsletter and all. And there was a few clubs getting in touch, and a few Premier League teams actually asking me to come for trials and stuff. And I was like, trials? I was 21 or something, then 22 or whatever age it was anyway. And anyway, really small ball contact, and I had a good record. That was his words, a good record of scoring against Carrick, actually. And he signed me, so I went up there in January. It's quite strange. Tortured me, he wanted me to sign, and then didn't play me for 3 or 4 games. I was on the bench for 3 or 4 games, as managers do sometimes. Going, what the hell? I remember what I'm doing. I'm rapping his door saying, like, I left Ballyclare for this. What's going on?
Give me a shot.
He started me, and good team, man. Very good team. But he started me and scored, and then just the usual me. The next game, I remember back away the hours, he was at me and nipping me and doing all this. Just usually the tricks that he should have been wise enough to. I threw an elbow back and I got sent off, and I think we only had 4 more games then. Because it was a short league back then, only there was like 12 teams in the league, and the Carrick were knocked out of all the cups, so they'd played all their games. So I was suspended for the rest of the games. I never really settled at Carrick. And it was a bit of a shame, to be honest with you, that's why I hardly even mentioned it at Carrick, because I didn't do anything there. But good team, Glenn Taggart there, Pedro Delgado, Robbie White, some good lads. Bondi was there, actually, Gareth Bond was there. And I wasn't driving at the time, again, I was relying on my dad. Very faithful. He was driving me up to training and that there. I don't know what he's doing.
Not to thank him for.
I do. And that's another guy from he'll remain nameless, but another guy from Ballyclare was meant to go up with me, so he was going to be my driver. And he pulled out at the last minute. So kind of left me with a decision to make, but I went back to Ballyclare then the next season. So I had a conversation over summer, me and James, and I went back.
Yeah. Hard to stay away from them.
Yeah, it is, mate. Ideally, I left until I did play for Ballyclare. Play every week, do well, retire I'm 36 or something, but no arthritis. do you know what I mean? That's not the way it works, eh?
Yeah. So that time then when you went back, was Jamesy was away then, wasn't it? It was Gordon Chambers?
No, Jamesy was there first of all.
Right.
And he was there, and we lost a few players. Maybe getting on a bit or whatever, and it was strange. Remember playing against Ballyclare the year before that there, like 3rd game or something. I actually played for Carrick against Ballyclare, and I remember playing Robbie White, flicking it on for Robbie White to score 1-0. It was so strange. It was at Dixon as well, and then the year after that, I remember the other Talon game. We got beat at Ember Park in the semi-final of Stadium Sons by Carrick. So the next year, I was playing for Ballyclare, and we were poor. We were really poor, and there's a few players were getting injured, and a few players, myself probably included, that should have been doing more. And Jamesy resigned then after that there, so that was probably semi-final, probably November time. So he left then, and Gordon Chambers took over for the rest of the season. But we were struggling in the league, even though we were in the semi-final, we were struggling in the league. So I think that's probably why Jamesy left then. He'd had enough. But we were struggling financially as well, and that's why players were leaving as well. We were taking pay cuts, and I was getting a lot. Nothing to do with money, like it was only finances then. But Ballyclare were never a big paying club, but I was getting less and less as the years went on instead of more, if you know what I mean. I was getting more the first thing than I did 3 years later.
At least you're still getting some. At terms then, mate, so Gordon, I think Chambers then takes over from James E. Kirk. Was it just that you struggled in Championship 1? Was the standard just too much, or could he not recruit enough players, or what happened?
We stayed up that year. He stayed in the ship, stayed up. I think we just about stayed up. Gordon took a real hard job, because when Jamesy left, a couple of coaches left, and a few players he left to go on the other, because that was in November, so it was easy for him to leave at January. I don't mean that. Bobby Zaya had left the year before, whatever, but it was a bad time for Gordon, because a lot of the senior players had left to move on elsewhere. I think Jamesy ended up taking over Nortel. He'd done very well in Nortel, to be fair to him. He won the league there, but a couple of players left him at the Nortel, so Gordon was fighting the scraps, if you know what I mean. He brought a few players in January, and the next year in the pre-season he brought a few in, but we just about stayed up. And the next year was another struggle. Now, Gordon was brilliant for me. I had a lot of time for Gordon.
Yeah.
It was like a toilet, if you know what I mean. He was in a hidden or nothing. Again, I think hit Gordon with another flipping pay cut. He's trying to bring players in, and it was something to do with all the lines. Get paid for league games only, but no cup games. Something along those lines. And back then, you had fucking cup games every other week and midweek. Do you know what I mean? And I remember one time we played. Maybe a year after that, we played Linfield. A couple of years after that, maybe, but it was still the same rule. We played Linfield, and like, Tuesday night, Linfield brought 3,000 or something down. And I'm going, hang on, I remember Paul talking to them, but hang on, they're paying a tenner a head, and you're saying we can't get that for 20 quid. What's that all about? But before that there had happened, would struggle again the next year just to stay up. And Big Craig had left, Big Craig Gilmore left, good mate of mine, and Darren McKay had left, and a few boys. And Craig was at the Welders, and he said he's really enjoying it. And their manager approached me just and asked me to go up.
Yeah.
As I say, it was like the reject then. They were in Championship 2, but it wasn't because they were relegated in. It was the two the grounds.
Yeah.
You
like,
know?
I remember it had happened. It just seemed pointless. It was Welders dropped down, and Dundela dropped down. No disrespect to Killymoon, but to put Killymoon from Middlester A or something straight into Championship 1 that is now, and you're like, what's the point in that? Like,
it was madness. No, it didn't make sense to anybody. I don't even think the players took heed of it. They were just going that, right? Well, we know Welders good club, Dundela's good club. You know, you weren't going to get loads of players leaving and going. No, you didn't get a lot of Coke players leaving and going to fucking Killymoon or whatever.
Yeah.
But went up there. It was handy. Or sharing lists or whatever with me and Big Craig and Big Marble, who's Ballyclare manager now, obviously. Hell of a good team up there, so we did. With a lot of experience. Players that played higher, Premier League, ones that come back from across the water, and ones that stepped up. And a really good bunch, a really, really, really good club. The Welders were really well run. Made sure you attended like function nights and all. And as I say, similar to the Ballyclare Championship 2 winning team, close knit. You know, I think it counts. I think it stands for a lot. You know, but brilliant club. Pushing through for the Welders club. You know, Orange Road. It's just buzzing, like, and some very good players there. But as I say, went on to win the league and the cup there that year. So we did. So we've done all right.
Was Marty Ferner's part of the squad with you then, wasn't
he? He was, and always laughing whenever people were asking that there for. I was saying, Ryan Harvey played up front for him. You probably remember hell of a player, brilliant player. Where Master come down. I was living with my there, something here. Come down with Yarn, I want you and Ryan Harvey to play up front, two brilliant players, and that. As managers do, you know. And so I was saying, played a couple of pre-season games. Remember, it was at Nortail. I remember he ran us like up Storm out and all, running up that hill through the forest. I remember just running. And I was starting to fill out, and like, the legs were fitting tight, and I remember going, fuck, I'm a bit tight here, but because it was a new club and they didn't know me, they didn't want to say, look, can I sit in a session out? I remember being really, really sore, and he ran us like fucking on Tuesday. We played Nortail now on a Thursday, and ripped through the ball, running through, nobody near me, pure sniper job. Like, I actually tore my thigh muscle, and from my knee right up to my hip was like a massive bruise after a couple of days. Completely tore it, like grade 3 tear or whatever tear. And so I was out until about end of September, October, and just shortly after that, and then that's whenever they brought Marty Ferner in.
I know Marty. I worked with him for years.
I was back up striker, to be honest with you, and quite a lot of the time, and played wide a few games, you know. But it's football. That's the way it goes, you know.
No, as I said, I'd worked with Marty in Coca-Cola at this stage, and we were playing. We had played using the league used stuffed us or something at Chimney Corner, but up at the Welders pitch we drew 2 each.
I remember that game.
I was like, Marty, we're fucking lethal compared to you. You can't even beat us. You're shite.
I remember that game. I remember John McClure was playing that game too.
Yeah.
I think we were flying at the time, and probably took our eye off the ball or whatever. But no, he's done well. He's remember he was getting about us, like, and a few big quick players. Paul McIntyre playing that game too, was it?
He was, yeah.
Paul's hell of a player. Come down the Ballynure. I remember saying, who's that wee boy keeps fucking running? He's all left. Everyone knows he's all left, but he gets away with it.
And so, in terms of the Welders, then basically, obviously, league and cup double. Then, so that highlights of that there. Then, basically, any games stand out.
Another again, it's my the elephant in the room kind of thing. We were getting beat. Now I was injured again for a change, but beat in the semi-final Steel Suns again by Kilmore Wreck. I think they went on to win it that year. It was up at Ballyclare. We got beat in the end. Remember a few good games. Remember a semi-final getting in for the League Cup. That was a good win, but the one that stands out, Dergview were going neck and neck with us for a while, and we're starting to pull away from them. And near the end of the season, like back then, the Welders didn't have any under-20s or reserve teams, so the squad of about 18 players, and we're starting to fall like flies towards the end of the season. I was actually more or less flipping injured, carrying an upper groin strain that couldn't flip and shake. But other boys was injured, and he says, "We're going to have to start you, like," and I said, "Right, I'll play as long as I can." And there was a way to Derby as well, so I took a bus. Don't know if you know, the Welders always take to any game outside of Belfast. Basically, they would take a 52-seater with the committee, the supporters club, players, everyone all on. So actually took a big 52-seater down. More or less, if it was to do goal difference, but if we beat Derby, we more or less won the league then that day. But we're down to a pair of bones, and I'll tell you who was actually sub, and he come on up front of me, big Tony Muskelly, who was goalkeeper, and he was actually Welders goalkeeper coach. He was about 45 then. Do you know what I mean? That's how down the bare bones were. But I remember being sore from the first 20 minutes and limping, and I knew he was sore. But remember scoring that day. Never flicking one on for Andy Harvey that day and scoring. I think we won 3-1 or 3-0 or something. But there was some party in the way home that night. It's a wee spar in the middle of Derby and the off license and all in it, and our whole bus went in, and sure you there's boys just walking out and carrying it. One wee girl up in the till, and the fucking 52 people going in, and back by Welders Club, and I think my fiance now, Lorraine, actually had a picture of me sleeping. I was in an apartment in Tom Patrick at that time, and getting in, got a taxi home. Don't even know how I got home. She took a picture and she was drawing my face, and I was down there with the Welders tracks on about 3 a.m. Didn't know what day it was. Good times.
Class. See the day before, and then from the Welders, then you got to play with get to move on into Wendy Miller then at Larne.
Yeah, was working at Larne at the time, putting Wilson's at the time in Larne, and I wasn't at the time. At the time, I was working in East Belfast, so I made sense playing for the Welders, and I got a job over the summer in Larne, and Harvey and Werner were still there, so I was just going, I don't know if I fancy travelling all that time to train and stuff, to be a third choice or striker or whatever. So when they approached me, he phoned me. I knew a couple of guys up there. Davy Lormer was there, he was at Linfield was there, Craig was there, Mark Craig. I knew a few of the guys, like Norman Kelly was actually assistant, and he was at Linfield. As bench beside me a few times. So it's saying there. Larne, complete night and day to what they are now. Do you know, I remember going there and there was like 9 players at pre-season or something. I was going, holy fuck. One of them ones. But when they worked hard, they run players in. Jimmy Marsh, Adam Dick, Robbie Wade, Reece Moore was already there. Some very, very good players. Mark Brown, say Davy Lormer, Mark Craig, we ended up with a good side. I think we came 4th that year in the league, and we got the semi-final of the Steel Suns again, of course, and beat. Semi-final Intermediate Cup as well, and beat. But when they was very, very good, you could tell. He knew he was football. He loved his football. You could tell he was across the water, and he had played at top Irish League clubs, and he used to even join in training. He could have fucking played. Like he used to do a step overs, nutmeg boys. His left was lethal, and Norman Kelly too. But I used to do a few bus runs too as well. He used to drop me off in Ballynure, remember? Just throw me off, basically. No, it was good. I didn't. I probably let Wendy down a few times, to be honest with you. It was starting to get me a bit disheartened. Of a home bird being away from. I was playing my grade. We're doing well, but kind of just wanted to come back to Ballyclare, to be honest with you. Ballyclare's my hometown club, and I wanted to play again.
Yeah. In terms of, just before we move on, just with Wendy itself, like he seems to be a character and things like that. There was he nuts, or what was he like?
Both, but I like that rather than some flipping puzzle guy. Do you know what I mean? He was just straight talking. He knew his football, so you weren't going to second guess him. You weren't going to sit and say what do you know? He played over at Portsmouth or something, Peterborough and Cardiff. Did not get a goal a season, I think, for Cardiff. I remember telling me to YouTube it, like he scored one. He said YouTube it, like I think it's 40 yards or something for Cardiff or one of them teams. Nobody's brilliant. Quick story. Remember one of the times something happened at Lauren and the guy who was going to give us a wages weren't there. He wasn't there. And we had actually planned a night out. I think it was maybe around Christmas time, or maybe it was the start of the season for Team Bond. But anyway, we were all heading into Belfast. A few of the guys weighed in with just a couple of quid on them, like, and says, was expecting a couple of quid there, and we're going to go out, that kind of thing. But a long story short, Wendy put his hand in his pocket and ended up paying a lot of the boys that needed paid, like, so we could go out for a night out. So I thought that was a nice touch, like, and a couple of things on that night out that I can't say, but he definitely was a character. And I bumped into him a few times. At Ballyclare, the sportsman's when he came up Glentoran, and he yarned away to me.
Class. But then you're saying there you did get your move back then to Ballyclare.
Where was Gordon the manager? I think maybe Gordon was manager and Eddie was assistant, and Eddie took over. But or maybe Eddie was the manager. I should have really looked this up. I was going to write things down, like, but just completely wrong. But yeah, we went back. We're Championship 2 then. I think the year before they got relegated. That the year before, while I was at Norn, I think they got relegated, and Championship 2, and it was a decent Championship 2 then. So it was better, probably better than what it is now. Think we came fourth that year. I done all right. No, Gordon was a manager whenever I first came back, I think. Anyway, I can't remember, but he came fourth that year anyway, and then the year after that there, 2 years after that there, we pushed on and we got promoted. But I remember that year, the first year I came back, it was flying. Yeah, I actually played a lot of games in midfield, so at midfield, wide, right, and up front, kind of thing. We played a 4-3-3. I think I'd scored 16 goals. It doesn't sound an awful lot, but there wasn't an awful lot of games back then, if you know what I mean, because we didn't play a lot of cup games, and there was maybe only 14 teams in the league, and I would have missed a lot of games through injury too. But remember, I broke my leg, and the last 6 games, I broke my leg in Dixon Park and done my ankle ligaments again at the same time. They weren't too sure which one it was, and then it wasn't bad. It was just a crack in my fibula, but it was bad enough. It was in cast for 4 weeks, like at the end of that season. So I come back and I was flying, but that was me. But I think I come back again the next year at September. I only missed a few games. I got back and worked hard, but that was probably my downfall. I got back from injury too quick. Probably too keen, you know. You know yourself. You just want to play, don't you? Like
it's the hardest thing. Just standing there watching your mates play, or things going on. You're going, fuck, I could be doing this better. I could do that. And then next thing you know, you're at middle of a training session. Then you're fucked again.
I'm slow. Every injury I got was getting slower and just more stiff. And again in the training and the running, straight sprints and shuttle runs and all that there, dead on. Fitness wise, it's all right, but just the twisting and turning. Obviously, your ligaments and your tendons, your muscles for that there. My knees and ankles were going and getting worse.
Yeah. With Eddie there, basically, you've touched on them already, but you had 2 more Steel & Sons opportunities again, semi-finals. Must be the unluckiest man in this competition.
I think I told you 4, but it's actually 5 now when you count them up. It's 5. Yeah. 3 with Ballyclare, 1 with Lauren, 1 with the Welders, and beating the final 2. First one, we were close. I think we got in the league that year. I think we came 3rd with a good squad, and we get beat by. First one was Maclada, I think.
Yeah,
which was a bit of a joke job. Don't know if you remember the game. I think we had 3 disallowed goals that game.
Right.
I think Tommy Fobbs had clips of it. Like, there's one of them.
I remember watching bits of it.
There's 2 of them never disallowed, like, you know, and then like man sent off because people were getting frustrated, and then they scored. I think they scored 1 or 2 late on. You know, it was 1 each for a while. It was a it was a bit of a joke, to be honest with you. But we should have been beaten. We should have beaten teams like that. So
Yeah.
Whatever excuses you want. And the year after that, there was Glentoran second. No real excuses there. It was good to say. Somebody like McLean played. Jimmy Gallagher played. Possibly. There's a few ones who were on the play for Glentoran first team as well. You know, they were good. Made a few chances. We could beat penalties. So we were close. You know, it was a 50-50 game. But I think we left after that. Yeah, left Ballyclare after that. Yeah. Short, not right away, like, but that season, no, it was the season after that. There, I left. I was captain that year, I think, or the year before.
I don't know if you watched last week, but Gaza says the reason why his penalty didn't go in against Glenn's was because someone switched the ball because it was too late.
His head was too late after being split up.
That's what I said myself. I was like, fuck off, mate.
He's walking up there like Rambo with a big head bandage on. His shingers took off. He was kicked all over the park. He was limping, walking up the mat or walking up from the halfway line. I remember it being windy. It was fucking 9:45 by this time, and he could hardly get to the penalty spot from the halfway line. I'm just going, he's missing that. Like, you know, we guys, brilliant, me player, 100%, but I didn't fancy him for that penalty. I actually took penalties in around then, but remember, I didn't have the best of games, and I wasn't having the best of times around that week. So remember, a few things was going on at the club, and the confidence was shot. It just shows the way it affects it, because I was one of the more senior players. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I thought I was doing the best for the team. I just thought, I'm not confident. I don't fancy it, you know. But in hindsight, I kicked myself. I wish not because of gas, obviously, but. I wish I should have stood up and had the balls and hit the penalty, like, especially being a forward, you know.
Yeah, just the way it went. Like, but in terms of a game with the Ballyclare, then you seemed to be, it was 2 seasons in a row. You got Linfield in the cups as well. So you give them like 6-4 or something, and then you beat them 1-0. Were you involved in that too?
The first one I was, the second one I wasn't. I think I left just before that. There, the first one, we were going well in the league. As I say, I think that's the year we got promotion.
Mm-hmm.
We were going well. As I say, it was Tuesday night game, and that was the thing. I think they were still saying you're not getting paid for cup games, and they were going. I think I was vice captain at this time. And they were going, hang on a minute, you should boys are paying fucking $9,000 here. You just can't give us 25 quid. So we ended up getting a couple of quid through in the Christmas kit, yeah, and a couple of quid each because of my big mouth. So there you go. But as for the match, they had full strength side. Like Roy Parson was playing up front with, I can't remember. I was playing centre mid. That time, me Beefy was playing centre mid against Chris Casement and Philip Lowry. And Robert, remember being knackered, chasing them about the fucking pitch, and they brought 20 minutes ago, they brought Robert Garrett on, who's one of the most energetic in the league. You know, Mickey Murphy was still playing on all these name drops, like, but we went 2-0 down after about 20 minutes. Patterson has scored a couple, and that's why I said the guys the other night. He hit the corner and I scored from a header from a corner and to make it 2-1. And then I set big shark was up for the second one to go 2 each. But it was like right away. It was like flipping 3-2 to us within 40 minutes or something. If you know what I mean. There was 5 goals in the first half, and we were flying. And then it was 3 each, and then we went 4-3 up. Big Wurstel by Memorial was playing centre half. Who's good big lad. I actually got him down the Ballyclare. He played at even Linfield in that. And St Andrews, he's an St Andrews boy. I remember Gaz got it wrong. He obviously took it for granted that Mickey Murphy was right-footed. He says he hit it with his right foot, his good right foot. He took a swing at it with his right. He was left-footed, I'm pretty sure. And I remember, and he sliced it. Wurstel actually won the header against Chris Lindsay, right? And this is like a minute to go. We were winning 4-3. Wurstel won it and headed it. But I hit the back. I wonder if I didn't hit the back of Chris Lindsay's head and just failed the big Mickey. And he's half-volleyed slice with his right foot, you know, right in the top corner. You know, he couldn't have done it if he tried, if you know what I mean. And 30 seconds later, the final whistle blew, so in the extra time, and because it was like senior trophy, CIS, whatever it was, 15 minutes each way, and it was still 4 each at the 15 minutes, but see that the other stop, once we stopped, went to start again, jelly leg, and I think Roy Parsons scored another couple then, and 6-4 took the gloss off. I remember Big Jeffries after it saying that we deserved to win, and we can actually hear him shouting at them from the home change room. He was giving them a Ballyclare, even though they went through, and he gave a good interview, to be fair. Backed us up, but we're still knocked out, weren't we?
What could have been? See, when you were leading at half time, what are you sitting in the change room thinking? You're going, fuck, is this actually happening? Or
I get mixed up here, but I thought we went in. No, we went in, it was 2 each at half time or 3-2 to us or something at half time. It was crazy first half. I think it was a lot of goals. Yeah. I think it was a lot of goals, like. But it was a strange game. There was just so many. Like, see, once we got a couple of goals up, like, all the midfield guys were. I'm sure they were shocked, like, but they were arguing amongst themselves and we had them well rattled, you know. And as I say, should have, would have, could have, like, you know, that there, Workle headed it, just failed to wink in, and he sliced it into the top corner, you know. And so that would have been nice. Obviously, we wouldn't have been on to do it in the trophy, but it would have been nice to beat them. Feel that. It was nice to score a wee goal. Remember, it was actually played in the news. I remember my seeing my header, so I was happy enough for
that. See, then in terms for the Ballyclare, then you did end up leaving them going across the Ballynure. I think this is where we started kicking each other then for a year or so.
Yeah. Well, that's what I saw. I couldn't run past you anymore at this stage. We're about the same pace.
You were going to be the fucking runner around, mate. You didn't need to run by me.
I was still playing. As I say, the year before, it was captain. There were 3 things on at the club. I'm going into too much detail, like, but I thought I should have been playing more, and I thought I should have been maybe treated a wee bit better. Whatever. Maybe at times again, I didn't do myself any favours. But cut long story short, I left and I went to go to Ballynure. Wee Buller was playing there. He started Ballyclare. I played a few friendlies, a few first games with David. You know David as well.
Yeah.
And he was playing for Ballynure, and I always says I wanted to play with David for a couple of years. You know, I was 28, going on 29 then, and I always kind of had in the back of my head what Terry Hayes says: you'll not be playing when you're 30. So I was kind of going, if I still go and play with him now, I may not get a chance. You know. So joined Ballynure in January. Didn't really get a chance to do an awful lot because they were maybe 4th or so. I think I got 3rd in the league or whatever, and we got beaten in the semi-final by Rathcoole, ironically. But I scored a lot of goals from that January. I ended up becoming 2nd top goal scorer or something. But the end of the next year was a good year. It was a big year. We obviously won the treble, like. But we strengthened that year. Guy Burns, as manager, was brilliant with me. Brilliant for the whole club. At that time, Ballynure was. Well, I've always had an affiliation with Ballynure, to be honest with you, because I don't know if you remember back at the start when I was playing for Ballyclare, you could actually play for an amateur league team at the same time, and we had a lot of Friday night games as well. So I would have probably burnt myself out. Like, come to think of it, but I would have played for Ballyclare on a Friday night and Ballynure on a Saturday. And I remember before someone going, "That's a fucking misprint." And that many times because I scored 2. Remember, it was against Tobermoor, scored 2 in the Friday night. And then they scored a hat-trick for Ballynure the next day, and then they made every time beside each other. And my cousin Kenny Higgins played for Ballynure at the time, and he played for Ballyclare too. Like, that come from a footballing family, and I think he took the credit for the Ballynure goals in the end, you know. But yeah, that was a cracking season, and I know people can talk about levels or whatever, but it doesn't matter what level you're at. If you're playing football with good lads, good proper football lads, good teammates, and you're winning games and winning trophies is an extra bonus, like. But that'll be one of your most enjoyable seasons, like, definitely. You know what I mean?
You were a strong side, like you. I always remember playing. You said I thought you were like a main part of it. You were very good, and Michael Duff as well in the middle of the park. The 2 years I thought were a step above the actual league. You obviously had your experience of playing higher, and then Michael, I don't know what age Michael Duff is, but he just seemed to run all day.
Michael's a few years older than me. Michael's one of the guys who was telling me I used to play with my big brother. I always played with my big brother's 5 years older than me, and whether I liked it or not, my mom's like, right, he's going to be, and there's big green at the back there, and we would have played football there for hours and hours, and Michael would have played, like, that was only 4 years older than me, but and then they would have kicked the shit out of me, so that kind of helped me. But Michael would run all day. Michael's a great lad, on and off the pitch, great lad.
Really.
Both played against him, similar to me. Like, you get it in your ear, he'd gone, he'd done this and that, but he'd done right for the team. He was a good team player. You know what I mean? But we strengthened through it. You know, Davy Officer was in that there team. He'd fucking won 2 or 3 stealing some cups with Dundee and Bang. You had Andy Versailles. You had Paul Hughes in there. So you had Big Bazza Penny, who went from strength to strength. He got better as he got older. I'm going to miss out loads of players, no doubt. Like, but my wee brother, David, wide right, was ripping boys to shreds. Signed Johnny McClurgan in January as well. That's kind of helped push us over the line, you know, when you're getting injuries and all. So all those things helped, and it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. See, like from the start of the season and going on, did you have a feeling right away you were in with a shot to win it, or do you think it just because you kept winning then you believed in it, or from the start?
I did. Managers and boys that got there like to play it down. Like, I remember sitting in the sportsman's bar, like a few beers and a big shout. Like I said, like, if I stay fit, I mean, if I play 80 or 90% of the game, I says, we'll win the league. And then we're getting a bit of stick for it too. So whether I'm going to have to stay fit here, like, I can't stop them either way here. But Ronnie Burns, I miss Ronnie Burns here too. Ronnie Burns played up front with me as well. Like, I played with Ronnie at Ballyclare, off and on, the two of us did, and a hell of a striker. And for the first time, and this is a compliment for him, for the first time I seen the young selfish side of Ronnie. He was always a very selfish striker. He was all for himself, like, and I think he knew something similar to me. Maybe his last year or two, a chance of winning something good or whatever. And one of the first times he passed it to me, I remember what I'm on, and he squared it to me. You know, I'd have squared it to him too, like, but I think we scored 50 odd goals between us that year, and we actually would have sat out the lesser games as well, if you know what I mean. Next back, I think it was our first year then, like Sophia and stuff, they were terrible then. we would have sat out them games, you know, to wait for the big games, and just quality players through it. Like Big Lecky, I'm gonna forget Big Lecky.
Yeah,
they're gone there for a million years. And, you know what I mean?
You were a strong unit, but like you played decent football, like, but even the physical ways, everything, you were just well oiled. That you were like throughout the team. Like the way the league's changed now, it's a bit different, but the way he's played, I was going fucking hell. I just didn't see how we were going to beat you, or when you're going into the game, you know, we'll give these as a game. It's going, they've got goals everywhere. They've got somebody else here. They've got this guy. It's like, I don't think we'll beat them. Yeah. You know, that sort of thing. But
go ahead.
Sorry, mate. So the other thing then, we give you basically, we had started off rightly from memory, and I think you played maybe 5 or 6, and then we played you, and we're like, we'll maybe do this. He's beat us 2-1, but your man in nets too, that boy Paul Hughes, was class.
Hell of a keeper. I played for Dundee. I played for Ballyclare, not there, PSNI, you know. Very, very good keeper.
But in terms of there, basically, you were saying like it's always good to win the league, but you won everything. So you were the cream of the crop really for that year. But Ronnie had touched on it earlier when we were going through with the in terms of questions, but I think it'd be well placed to put it in now. How well do you think that the Ballynure side could have coped if you could have went up?
In Championship 2?
Yeah.
Back then, as all the players being fit, I think we would have jockeyed. We would have been in the top 4, probably struggled to be in the top 6, but we wouldn't have got relegated, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You players out there played harder than that there. You players there, I would have need to get this battery sorted as soon as my old phone. The players there who left to go and play Championship, and also the teams that we were beaten. Brantwood, who deserve mention, were brilliant side, and done us a favour the last day of the season for us to win the league. And Newtown, 3 or 4 that Newtown team went and played for Limavady in that Championship too. You know, straight into the first team. Like. So to answer your question, we would have jockeyed, we would have survived, but we wouldn't have. Would have been in the top 3 or 4, like.
Fair enough. In terms of them, basically, so you played. Well, how long were you at Ballynure the first time? Then was it 18 months, a year?
2.5 years.
2.5. Right, fair enough. And then you had a couple of spells away. Then Island McGee and Willie Rack.
Yeah. Well, after we won the treble, then we were wanting to. Gary was still manager, and we were wanting to retain everything, obviously.
Yeah.
And then it was exact opposite. We were beating 2 finals and we got second in the league. Like, you know, for normally it's not a bad season.
That year in the league.
Done Newtown. Newtown got their own back. They were a better side that year, brilliant football inside. We had a few players that were retired. I was injured a lot, but a few players carrying injuries. Newtown signed a few. And it was just to be held to say, never playing us off a park, like, you know. No, they maybe they were beating us 2-1 or 3-1, but they played better football and they were fitter on us and seemed to have more players available, you know. But normally that would be a decent season. Coming second and getting beaten 2 finals, do you know what I mean? But I remember getting a wee bit of flack. Maybe because we set our standards so high, as you say. A wee bit of flack, and I wasn't too happy with the league either that year. You might remember this. Remember, was it semi-final and a league game or whatever? We were playing against Jimmy Corner, and I got pulled and I got moved and I got this and that, and the league messed up out a wee bit, and we ended up with a couple of games in hand to play, and we had a lot of games to play in short spaces, if you know what I mean. And I wouldn't say that cost us because Newtown were the better side, but it definitely didn't help us. So that was part of my reason, along with Gary leaving. It's probably what you're going to ask. It's part of the reason why I ended up going to. I always wanted to play in the Irish League, never played that. So from natural transition before I ran it, going to play in the Irish League. Stevie King was the manager then. We played with Mason Andrews, played with Linfield 16s, and I went to school with him. So I thought I would give him a go.
He was at Chimney Corner for a while too, I think.
Yeah, good lad.
Yeah, so a good player. But
or injury problems.
He seemed to have built a decent side though in that Island McGee team that we met. That Gary Workman was playing for him.
Yeah.
Gary Workman's good there.
Really strange. On paper, but a wonder side, like really, really good side. Like Andy Phillips, who'd been there for years. Them fielding that there, help a player, Rolls Royce, Gary Workman, we brother come down, Anthony Hill, he was a Ballyclare with me too, very good player in that championship 2 side as well. Matty Johnson, you know, good players. Then DK, Darryl Kernan side, but for whatever reason, a lot of ones didn't click. Few injury problems, few Friday night men, different things, and I think boys, maybe too many boys stepping down.
Yeah,
thought it would be easy, if you know what I mean. And it was 1A then, not even Premier League, and the Premier League now. But it was a really, really tough league then. East Belfast were in it then, and First Bangor were in it, and I can't remember who came third. Ballyclare third, and the 3 of them went on, and they're like I top 5 in the Premier League now. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good league, but good club, very well run and all that. But it was just ended up more hassle than it was worth in the end of the day. You know, I was traveling up with Stevie, and then Stevie was having problems or whatever with the committee, and there was a bit of arguing. A couple of ones from Ballyclare was going up too, and then they stopped driving, so I was driving up, ended up driving up and driving back. And, to be honest, I like to be there after football too, like so. And it just didn't see out the season then, and my fiance was pregnant as well. Then we're having a few complications and stuff. So I'll be honest with you, it was close to wrapping it then. My first daughter was already born, like, and you know, people. Sorry for people to say things and that there, but don't realise things are going on off the pitch, obviously, like, you know. You're travelling up there and then you're coming back and you're not really even enjoying it. So anyway, I wrapped it and I kind of had it in my head that I had enough. Well, I've enjoyed it the past couple of years, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Stevie talking to me again, getting in my head about coming back, and he took over Ballyclare and I said, it's that new road, it's only 10 minutes up the road and all this here, you know. And the way the managers do, I'm going to have to maybe hear this charger because
no worries.
I say this is my old phone. And so again, guys, it was a bit of a reunion. One day, me and Stevie King. Stevie King was manager, Bonnie was assistant. I was helping out with a wee bit of coaching too, which I was liking. And at that time, I took over a new job as well. I was doing evenings. My daughter was born, so I was only able to train 1 night a week. So I kind of suited me then, you know. Brilliant club, really, Rack. 3G pits beside it. Clubhouse, brilliant pits. Everyone it needs, but it's the right club, wrong time. For Lauren Tech have all the players in Lauren wrapped up, so they do, you know. Their second team, half them team could probably go on while they make first team, if that makes sense, you know.
Right, yeah.
Again, actually, we were on the verge of leaving there, and I was travelling up myself. And Big Bull, Big Stephen Hearn, you know Big Bull, don't you? He got in contact with me. I went back there, finished the season there. Stopped him from finishing, couple from bottom, and didn't do enough.
Yeah.
Joint top goal scorer from the January onwards, which lets you see where they were at that time, you know. Ballynure's never really recovered from the anything.
That's what I was going to say. From coming back into it, could you see the decline basically from the team that you left to what it is now? What league position you were in?
It did, and it's not the players' fault, not the club's fault. You know, possibly the club stood still a wee bit, but
just rebuilding.
The league gets stronger and stronger. Like I don't know what's like around Antrim and different areas, but the young ones in Ballyclare now. See, once they realise they're not meeting at Ballyclare 16s or 18s or Crusaders or whatever, I think that like Ballynure or Chimney Corner or whatever, or Aila McGee or whatever, I think that's beneath them, and then they just lose interest and they don't play. Do you know what I mean? Where it's a decent level of football, and they go and get fit and you meet friends and you have good crack, you know, instead of just turn into a wee gamer or a wee stoner or whatever it is that you turn into.
Yeah, 100%. No, like
they couldn't recruit any players. And there's no new players. There's no young players coming through for Ballyclare at that time.
Yeah, it's like the ones in Antrim and stuff too. Like they just see, because Chimney Corner results, it is easy to turn a blind eye to it. But you see, basically, them just going, I'll go play Saturday morning league because I can go have a beer and it'll be finished by 12:30 and then go out in the beer all day. And you're like,
yeah,
you get to play again. Like last 2 years ago, you get to play against Bangor, you get to play against now. So I'm not running after them boys. I could be doing this Saturday morning. I'm like, right.
They could probably play without training and different things that got there too.
Yeah,
you know, seems to be the way it is. It's nowadays. You know, it's very few. I know when we were younger, like there was dozens and dozens of young players coming through. It's like a man, I like, but so that's the way it was, and carried on up on your then, and I was struggling. Another baby now, 3 kids. Say I work evenings and stuff now. My job, some evenings, I'm struggling with work, and you have 3 kids, and the league getting stronger and stronger. I'm struggling to commit and I thought I was struggling to justify myself to play, even though they were still playing me. Sometimes, you know, I was going, I don't want to play in this league against these boys, and I'm flipping 50% fit. Do you know what I mean? You're getting the run around. That kind of thing. I was getting more frustrated. So I didn't really play much from October last year onwards, and I was going to rabbit, to be honest with you. And then that's when a couple of our mates got in touch again with the Rathkill, yeah.
Happy days. So it touched a wee bit on the Rathkill side of things. You just basically short stint really till this COVID just came in then. But just to push on a wee bit in terms of questions and that, Gary Bell's been in touch, and you touched on a wee bit already. He was saying, will you ever get into coaching when you finish playing?
Yes, I would love to. Now's not the right time again with the young kids and the work, and obviously you need a lot of time for that there. But
yeah,
my family rang me up. Like whenever I'm watching football on the TV and that there, yeah, I don't know. I like watching it sort of in a different way, if that makes sense. I think that probably comes with being injured so much, and I've watched a lot of football. No, I'd love to. Probably more so youth teams of the under 20 level or whatever. Don't know if I can manage like say amateur league teams and that there. I don't know if I could hack this shite because I know all those excuses and all those stories. You know, I would like to manage and coach young enthusiastic boys. Definitely something. Plus, I've got 3 girls, so I think I need to.
Yeah, 100%. He also says then, it's just another wee question, what's the favourite boots you've had of all time?
Big tempos. basically the only feet the only boots that my feet can fit into. But them boys know that. I have real bad feet. I've got flat feet. I have to wear especially made insoles.
Same.
Basically, do you see them?
Yeah.
Basically, flat feet.
That's why I just say I can't run.
Aye, and well, look, I worked out after a while, after talking to people. That's why my ankles are so bad. Maybe toes don't actually touch the ground either, which is a bit freaky. None of them. So the weight isn't distributed around my feet and ankles properly, so that's why I end up going. Bit of a freak, but Nike tempos were always pretty wide. Remember years ago, a game at brilliant. I mean, we're still going to watch Rathkill games now. He watches every game. Like I owe him and my mum a lot, but back I was 15 or something back. I'm got the white Predators like, and he's been Predators. I love Predators. And I was never had Adidas before. But these are brilliant. No, I think I was doing right mid then, so I thought Beckham. And I looked at him, and my dad looked at him, and maybe skiing sports. I'm like, I go, your feet's never getting in there for fuck's sake. He's been well. And I walked up and down, and they were sore even walking up and down the shop. He's been lovely, brilliant. Dad, I get him. He paid 120 quid, fucking 15 or 18 years ago or whatever. And I was tiptoeing about playing for Linfield 18s in them. And I remember there, I was going, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I took them off, and I had to put my Nike Tempos back on again. I remember selling them, I made for 20 quid. Oh, bro. But Nike Tempos all day long.
I had a pair of them too. They were good. Good job. Another one's came in, Ram McKeown saying, basically, who's the best number 9 you never got to play with?
I know what he's angling at here, because Ram McKeown's the year above me in St Andrews, Ballyclare, his dad actually coached me, Jim McKeown, brilliant, Jimmy Smirnoff, brilliant man, and so sometimes I played the year up for St Andrews, me and him played up front together. I don't know what it was, but we struck a real good partnership. Anytime I played up front with him for the year above, score goals, and still keep in contact, as I do with a lot of boys. Like, so he's obviously not me to say him, but he was brilliant back then. Overall, he was some very good strikers, not including obviously them field boys around the gap there. Big Shimmy, big Chris Trussell. I was his foil guy, like, set a lot of his goals up. He scored a lot of goals. He was proper number 9. I was sort of doing number 10 then. Probably overall, to be honest with you, I would say Darren McKay. The reason being, I found him easy to play with. Wasn't the quickest guy, but he had touch like Berbatov and a fucking volley like me and Rooney, and you just pop it into his feet, and he'd take a touch and put it out right again, and just shot into the box. And then I cross it, and he just side fits it, lovely. We knew each other's game, and I set a lot of his goals up, and he scored a lot of important goals. Plus, we won the second division then, so probably Darren McKay, I would say.
Happy days. And just last one they ended on. So Stephen Harbison was touching on a trip to Bulgaria with Northern Ireland junior squad, is it, or international B team?
The junior international squad it was then.
Yeah.
Cracking trip. The team had done very, very well. They'd actually got into the finals. I don't think they'd ever got into the finals before. So this was like a professional tournament run in Bulgaria. Did you ever see where we stayed? It was like, have you ever been to Bulgaria?
I can't mind the place, but yeah.
Like Mafia, have you ever like boys who just running around with the guns like fucking, I thought it was like a flash of binoculars at the start, like just walked in with guns. And the mayor at that time was Yuri Lechkov. Lechkov played for Bulgaria and Real Sociedad. He scored a header against USA in USA '94. YouTube, he's famous over there anyway. So he ran the hotel, so we were staying there anyway. The guy's done brilliant. We got the quarter final off that day. I think it was the first time they got the thing, but because it was like a final stage, they brought in more players, and they brought me in as backup, like. And a long story short, me and Giggsy was sharing a room, and it was like 38 degrees, so the windows were open, and on our complex there was a nightclub that our manager obviously didn't tell us about, like. And I was down there smothered, couldn't fucking sleep, roasting. And I heard all these people going into this nightclub and looked out the window. He was starting, I think, so he was doing his best to get sleep. I'm tossing and turning, talking to him, looking out the window, and there's all these fellas and these girls going to this nightclub. So he's like, I'm away here, mate. He says, I can't sleep. I need a nightcap. That was the first night, and I think I knew it was on the bench tonight, so I done it 2 or 3 nights in a row. Like, It's 60p a pint and like fucking 40p for a fog or something. So I got to know a few of the ones that worked in it and the benchers and all. So near the end, once we get knocked out, the Harman company manager says, "We've got these in here, guys, in this nightclub. BAP and all this here. You know, I know he's been good all week. He's happening in here." And we walked up, and the bencher goes, "Oh, Ricky, my man, Ricky, good lad."
He shoved it.
I turned around and go, "What?" I goes, "Fuck, who's that guy?"
He must be watching me during the week.
And then, man, they were picking us up shots and all. And go, "Ricky, good guy." Oh, and they're just like over. So I wasn't invited back for another 2 hours.
You made the most of it anyway.
Free holiday.
Oh, brilliant, mate. But Ricky, that's us, mate. I think so. Thanks very much.
Sam.